and Goku and go on from Dragon Ball Z, and you're listening to the Monsters with Attitude podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, embrace the attitude! Yeah!
Hi, this is Alan Henry. I played King Kong and Sky King in the Monsterverse, and you're listening to the Monsters with Attitude podcast. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and remember, embrace the attitude, yeah!
What's going on, Kaiju friends and family? We're back with another Raw Attitude, a special segment, another dealer spotlight. I, as always, am your host with the most, the one that is married to Kaiju. I am Joe, and with me, my brother from another mother, Eric. This way, yep, this way. Hey, I got it right. The bearded Kaiju himself. Eric, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I am a little sleep deprived a little bit here, so but yeah, I think I'm doing okay. You know, I'm excited to talk to our guests today. Just great guys. Got some great stuff to show us and everything, and make some sneak peeks and stuff. So yeah, let's go, man.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, it's going to be a dealer spotlight, and back for a second show is our friends over at Seismic, Chris Oglio and Alex Rushdy, who will be showing off many goodies. Hello, boys. How are you?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Good. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for coming on. We're you guys are always welcome. You know that.
Absolutely.
Listen, you guys have quite a few things to kind of show off and talk about, but let's start with Seismic Toys, your guys' figure releases. I know you guys want to talk about a few things, give a couple updates. Chris, Alex, whichever one of you guys would like to start. I know you guys want to give an update on Gomez, so take it away, whichever one.
Yeah. So we put Gomez for pre-order back in March. Did really well, and then we're happy to announce that Gomez is on the way. It won't be here in time for G-Fest, but we have some remaining stock. It's pretty limited, and at G-Fest we're actually going to have you can see the figure in person. We'll have one on site, and then you'll be able to place an order at the Seismic Toys table for the remaining stock. We're going to put it up that day. So if you want one, if you missed out on the pre-order period, that'll be like a really good chance to grab one. It is limited, so come on by if you didn't grab one. But we are excited to announce that it's coming really soon, and we're hoping to have orders out. Hopefully not that long after G-Fest, but it depends on shipping and all that kind of stuff. So
shipping in today's, I feel like, post-COVID and today's world is just, it's so unbelievably hit or miss. I mean, I work for the post office, as many of you know, and I've been going into management and supervising stuff and having to deal with the customer relations, the phone calls of people. Hey, I ordered this and it was supposed to be this time, and it's like, I know, I'm sorry, shipping times are so messed up. So I get it. I don't hold it against you at all, because it's literally a crapshoot on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, even the prices are getting ridiculous for some of the stuff.
Gosh.
So, I mean, even that too can delay things, and stuff like that. Like, you'd rather do it in a bulk order than, smaller orders and stuff like that, and just make it more cost effective, honestly. So it's understandable.
Absolutely.
And I mean, the good news is, we closed in April. It should be here, fingers crossed, end of July, August. Overall, the turnaround time isn't too bad, but we were hoping that we'd get it in time for G-Fest. But he'll be there. You can see him, and even if you just want to come by and look at the figure, it's great. You can stop by and check it out.
I'm definitely making a beeline there to see him in person, because it looks very impressive. So,
do you guys have a number of what's available, or you haven't worked that out yet?
I would say roughly about 20.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
a very limited stock. So if anybody out there missed out on I'm going to tell you right now, it's actually going to be 19 because I missed on the pre-order, and I'm going to be coming. I was hoping to have
Maybe 18.
Yeah. So things have been crazy. My wife and I have been doing in vitro, so it's like my head's a million different spots. So when the pre-order closed, and I was like, oh crap. But so yeah, I will definitely be going to your guys' table and picking it up. So anybody watching that missed out on the Gomez, there is only 19, possibly 18 left. So, and make sure you go and check that out. Is the price and everything still the same at G Fest as compared to online? No differences there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then for those that don't know, is the shipping like a separate thing that'll come later, or does the price include shipping?
The price will include shipping, so we will have an iPad there.
Well, the price won't include shipping. It'll be depending on where you order from.
Right.
It'll just calculate it through the website.
It auto generates basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll pay for it all there, and then it'll just get sent to you. Perfect. Awesome. You anything else on Gomez? I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I mean it's like I said, it's
Not for now.
Not not for now. Okay, I like that. Well, you guys have some other exciting news. You guys teased on Friday a new figure from the Ultraman Rising movie, which I got to watch this weekend. It's a fun movie. I love it so much. And you guys teased a figure of, and I don't care what anybody says, I will always call it Gigantron or Gigantron, whatever. Apparently that's not right, but that's what I will call it, which I am super excited for. Alex, you started before. Chris, do you want to go this time? Talk to us a little bit about Gigantron or Gigant. What is the? I actually say Gigantron so much I actually can't remember how to pronounce it.
It's Gigantron, like gigantic.
Gigantron. Okay, all right. Gigantron.
So, Gigantron came to us, relatively not too long ago, and we decided, we had a sort of a, pick which one you want to do almost, and we decided on Gigantron because it's a new kaiju. It's really beautiful. It's a wonderful designed creature, and we have partnered again with our friend Dopo, and he is sculpting a beautiful. And I will say, like, record time of like getting like the first pass done, and it just looks really, really good. Now, the silhouette that you've seen us tease online, just keep in mind it is not the final approved silhouette, so it still has to go through the proper channels in that regard. So it could be subject to a slight change, but the silhouette is the model as it stands today. So we actually have a little bit of a video clip of it. So you can kind of see a little more of a 360 spin on what Gigantron looks like. It's a very dynamic pose. Once again, Dopo killed it. It's great. It's just a beautiful looking toy of a just fantastic looking creature. And I think it's something that's going to be very unique in the market.
Yeah.
Gigantron, as you guys call it. To me, that was it was like one of my favorite parts of the movie. I loved the design, like you said. I love the fact that it's a new kaiju. I was super excited to see you guys announce this or tease this, I should say. What a great figure to start with. Truly, I can't wait to see what the final. I have a couple questions. If you guys can't answer, please just say no, and no hard feelings whatsoever. Is this going to be more so like in like the X Plus realm, like more realistic of a figure, or is this going to be kind of like a Sofubi-ish style, or are you not allowed to answer that?
It's going to be more like the X Plus style. Like this is going to be a 25 centimeter scale figure.
Okay.
Soft vinyl still. But we haven't gone through the formal process of doing this, but basically the future of Ultraman Vinyl Odyssey is that there's going to be the stylized Sofubi style stuff, and there's going to be more of the hyper detailed style stuff, and those two lines are going to exist alongside each other. It's not that one's going to take over and the other one's going to disappear. So with Gigantron, this is actually the first time we're doing a soft final figure that isn't in just like a action figure pose, I like to call it, where it's got a little bit of dynamism to it. And this is really just because like the response to Gomez was awesome, and also because when we saw this character, we were like, man, it would be awesome to have that kind of detail to kind of really bring what you see on the screen to life. It's an animated character. It's just got a really unique look to it. I think it would be really cool.
Are you guys going to, as in terms of like the paint job, are you going to kind of do it more like the cell shading kind of look to it, like very animated, or are you going to do it more of a realistic paint job to her, I should say?
I mean, I don't think we'll do. You know how there are some? I think there's some like Dragon Ball Z figures you can get where they actually paint the shadows on.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
Okay.
But
Good.
we want to. I'm not. Sometimes it looks cool, but like depending on the lighting, it's. We want to mimic some of the elements that you see in the film. So, like for example, the chest material is shiny. The wings are a little translucent. You know, we want to really make it feel like if you're holding it in your hands, it's as close to that living 3D model that they animated like you can have.
Okay. Right. Now, are you guys gonna solely kind of stick to like the 25 centimeter scale for all of your releases, or are you ever gonna kind of branch off and go any bigger by chance?
You never know what the future holds.
Oh! Yes, I love that answer.
That's great. Do you guys have a time frame for pre-orders or like when that'll kind of drop?
So it's
Or like a potential release date you guys are aiming for?
I think it's a little too early just to kind of ballpark it now. We just have to wait to get the final say from Subaraya and everything on the model and on the approvals and the design and whatever changes they might implement that we have to go back and Dope Up will have to resculpt into the model. It's going to be between that and the factory, so I don't have 100% answer on it. I mean, we have what we want to ballpark it, but I don't want to jinx it at this point because we want to just see how the next few weeks turn out. You know?
Yeah, but like we're hoping that it's not going to be a long wait. We don't want to. You can see already we've got good progress on this thing, so you know, I think what we'd like to do is make sure that people have their Gomez in hand first, and then we'll see about putting this guy up for pre-order, or this gal, sorry.
Yes, this gal. You know, I gotta say, I like that. I won't throw a company's name under the bus, but there's been, you know, actually, screw it, I don't care.
A lot of companies, honestly.
Well, a lot of companies, but one in particular, Spiral Studio. We had pre-ordered literally probably, I don't know, $7,000 worth of stuff, you know, like high-end statues. And they had kept coming out with more pre-orders, and a lot of people were upset that, you know, we hadn't got the stuff from a year or two prior, and they kept asking us to pre-order money, and it's like, hey, can we have the stuff that the thousands of dollars worth of stuff that we've already you know, purchased? So I like that. Good on you guys for wanting to at least keep that window very, very small.
Well, because we also want, I mean, we want to make sure that people get their stuff in a timely manner and, like, you know, they're happy, and we also don't want to like push people too hard. Like, what was funny about Gomez did really well for us, and I'll just say that it was awesome. But it came out, I don't know if you remember that March-April period, but there was like an onslaught of toys coming from all angles, and it was like, you know, Mondo had like 3 or 4 different announcements. There was Spiral stuff, there was X Plus stuff, there was Bandai stuff. It was just like, you know, like
'tis the season for new figures. It's with guys like Kong, you know, it made sense, the timing, you know.
But we want to make sure that, you know, one thing that we've noticed with our stuff is people do really like to collect the whole line. And And so we want to make sure that we're not putting too much out at once, so that someone's like, I really want to collect the whole line, but I can't drop this much money at once. So I like to pace it.
Speaking of money, that was my next question. Do you guys have a price point or not yet?
A little early.
Not yet.
Not early. Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I like I said, Gigantron. It's so hard for me to say it correctly. It was definitely like I enjoyed the whole movie, but she was kind of the show stealer for me. I loved her design, and well, it's still too early. I can't talk about it yet, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But great choice, guys. Great choice. Super excited.
Thanks.
Honestly, and I'm so happy to hear that Gomez did so well, because it honestly couldn't have happened to better people. So congratulations on that success. You guys are stand-up people. We love you guys and are so happy for your success. Truly. So,
love you guys too. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Anything else you guys would like to say on this awesome figure?
No, I mean, if you haven't seen it, watch Ultraman Rising on Netflix. It is a terrific film. I've seen it twice already. It's nice to see that the film was taken with such love and care. And not only that, it's just a really good story and has a really good message.
It is.
And I think it's a very unique entry to the Ultraman universe, but it's also that it's a good way to, perhaps bring in new fan base to the Ultraman universe, because once you go down it's a wonderful rabbit hole to go through the Ultra franchise, and if you haven't seen it, it's a tremendously wonderful film.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great entry. There's a lot of people that I know, my wife being one of them, that are like, we watched the Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous. It's animated, and she's a big fan of it. She's like, "Oh, it's just fun. It's whatever." I sat down and watched Ultraman Rising, and when I was done, I was like, "Honestly, hon," I was like, "We need to sit down and watch it." I was like, "I think you'll really enjoy it." I told my aunt and some of my cousins who are fans of, anime, or that have smaller kids and are fans of the Inside Out movie, or I think that's what it's called. That's just out now, and I was like, honestly, go check out Ultraman Rising. I think this is going to be a fantastic entry for new people into the franchise. People that maybe won't sit down and watch a dubbed or subtitled Ultraman season might sit down and watch this with their kids and be like, wow, this is a lot of fun. What other Ultraman stuff is there?
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I loved it. I got to see it in a theater here in Toronto.
Awesome to see theatrically.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool. I'm jealous. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, like you said, Chris, like it's such a unique entry for Ultraman in general. Like, it's gonna bring the younger viewer fans to this, which I think they really need, because Ultraman is popular, but it's popular in Japan because it was focused for the younger age in Japan. Over here, it doesn't translate as much, but it's vice versa for Godzilla and stuff like that, where Godzilla is huge over here. Ultraman is bigger over there, and stuff like that. And I really feel like this is going to hit that general audience where we excel in those animated films here, and people love that stuff, and kids want to go see that stuff. And this is right up their alley, especially if you have kids or just enjoy these kind of animated movies. Like, I mean, I sat down with my family, my two girls, and we watched it, and they're not Ultraman fans. They're like, that was a really good movie. Like, we love that, because it just hits home for them, because we're used to that kind of stuff here in the States and everything like that. And it's really nice to see that different entry for Ultraman, that different take, where it's just not, a superhero type person beating up Ultra Kaiju and monsters and stuff like that. Like, there's meaning behind everything. I mean, on both sides, honestly. I don't want to get too crazy into it, but like, there's a lot of messages in it, and it was done really well.
It surprised me, like it and I think it surprised a lot of people. And also, like, Netflix was cooking in June. Like, they dropped Godzilla -1, and then they dropped this, and it's like, okay, like what's like, I actually had to re-up my subscription because I let it lapse, and I was like, I gotta have Netflix again. It's crazy.
Eric, you said it's a great film. What I loved most about it is it did have a great story. I loved the story of the father-son, and obviously with Sato and Emi is kind of like a father-daughter, but that is something that, in my opinion, is lacking, is a father-son relationship in a lot of like two male relationships and movies, to where you have a fatherly figure or your father kind of teaching you, and I miss that in films, as somebody who sees some of my nephews and stuff, and I wish that I wish we had more films, more things of entertainment that showed that it's okay to have a strong male lead or a strong male father figure in your life, and what that dynamic is. And there's a lot more that I want to say, but we'll do a review on it. I don't want to spoil stuff.
Yeah.
But I love that to me, it means a lot to see that on screen, because I think that there's not a lot of it in today's day.
Absolutely.
And coincidentally, like, it's so funny you said it, because coincidentally it drops on Father's Day weekend.
For sure.
Or the Friday just before.
Yeah.
It was just perfect. Like I don't know if they timed it that way, but like it was just absolutely perfect, because I watched it on that weekend with my girls and everything. And I was like, this is absolutely perfect, and the perfect movie to watch on this weekend because of it. Like it transcended this perfectly. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right. So from there, let's get into the big reason why we're
Toys.
here. G-Fest, toys, more collectibles. So you guys will be selling at G-Fest as well. What number of not just as a fan, but as a dealer, what number is this for you guys? Do you know?
Oh boy. Selling?
Yeah, at least 10, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I've been selling stuff there.
He's been selling longer than I've been selling.
It's about 2015, but me and Alex have been doing this since
2018, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Super trustworthy guys. I buy from them all the time. Eric actually bought what'd you buy? Not a Gomez, Gamora. Last year. So definitely check them out. All right. Show us what you got, guys. I can't wait any longer. I want to know what you're going to be selling.
Absolutely. So we will have, of course, Seismic will bring a lot of their Seismic toys and our figures that we're going to have. Like we have our video game accurate Megadon. That will be one of the figures that we have, as well as another comic book version of Jiras. So we will have a lot of these figures here. I will say that there are certain of our variants of figures that are getting a little low. So, for example, our Arctic Megadon, it is almost out of its entire run. So it's something that at G-Fest, the last remaining ones will be there. So it has ironically sold a lot of Kaiju Brooklyn. So we are getting dwindling numbers with that. We've also got Savenger, which is a wonderful figure. And we have about 3 or 4 custom paint jobs that Jonathan Crescetti, which is an amazing painter and an all-around great guy, has done, and those will be there at the show. They were last year exclusives, so we have those as well, and some of them are only limited to one custom paint job or just 2 different figures. And we have some blank figures, like we have this yellow Megadon.
Excellent.
It's 25 that were made. It is also getting to the end of its run.
Yeah, we sold out of Orange Jiras, right? And
Orange Jiras, our Shadow Claw Ganira is gone, and we sort of rationed the last 2 of the glow in the dark Jiras will be at G-Fest, so we sort of saving those for the show. So those were big last year, and we're going to bring them back.
Do you have a price point, like a general range?
So any figure that's a blank is usually 100, and then the painted figures are roughly all about 150.
150. Okay, excellent. All right, Jiras and Savenger, Megadon. You say?
Megadon, yeah.
Megadon. Sorry. All right, excellent.
And sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Al.
I was gonna say, yeah. So that's we've got those original toys here, and of course, the Gomez. You can order that at the show, and then, I mean, we're always stocking up all throughout the year, and we're going to be posting all sorts of stuff in the coming weeks about stock previews and stuff. But we've got Passion Tank Shin Godzillas. We've got, here you go. You can get a little preview here. Look at this. So this is an Anraku Ansaku
nice
Vanishing Fist version from Gamera 3. Of course, we got plenty of Bandai, plenty of vintage Bandai, tagged and untagged, like lots of good stuff. We've even got like some rare books.
Oh,
so,
wow,
like,
cool.
This here is actually a Gamera manga. So this is we've actually got a bunch of Gamera comics and manga that like aren't available online even. Like you can't even find scans of them.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know that there was a manga version of a bunch of the Showa Gamera movies until I found the books and was like, oh, we got to get these.
Wow.
That's super cool. Are you gonna have all the mangas, Gamera mangas there, or just this one?
We have a few.
We've got a lot, yeah. We've got a good collection of them.
All right.
And then
the Gamera comics you talked about, are those the ones from Dark Horse, or are these?
These are from Japan. So like there's a bunch of like one of them, for example, is actually, I don't know when it takes place in the timeline, but it's Gamera versus Barugon, but it's the Heisei version. So
yes,
you know what I mean? Like it's got like Heisei Gamera versus Heisei Barugon. I think it might be a prequel. It might be a sequel to.
If I remember correctly, I think they released between Gamera 2 and Gamera 3.
Okay, yeah. So like we've got that, and then even like, for example, this book here is actually from the author of Blue Blazes, and it's about Hideaki Anno and like the making of Shin Godzilla. So it's a manga about that.
Cool.
Very cool.
And this book, is this the book from
King Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes, that's where.
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's amazing.
So it's not quite from the hand of Dr. Arnold Johnson, but you can have one and be like Dr. Arnold Johnson.
Roughly, do you guys know how much the mangas are going to be?
Offhand, no. We're still kind of in the process of pricing things out. This is like the last few weeks have been, one weekend day is usually designated to me inventorying, pricing, packing things. So we're doing it in stages, and this weekend will be a very big push on that. So some things are priced, but there's a lot of things that what needs to be packed will get priced as it kind of goes into the boxes.
Yeah. Gotcha. But I think we priced some of it. I don't remember the exact prices, but none of it's like crazy expensive. Like some of them were hard to find, but like they weren't. I was surprised. We were able to get stuff for like a pretty good bundle. So we're hoping that it's gonna, even though they're like pretty hard to find items, like they'll be affordable for people if they're really looking forward to this stuff.
Awesome.
And of course we got plenty of Sofubi, lots of Sofubi.
Yes.
I love this manga.
That's a great toy.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're in here. Oh, we've got plenty of box stuff too.
Trendmasters, hello.
Hello.
Before we go to Trendmasters, I have to show you one thing that's really crazy. So this is not Balton. This is Galton. So this is a patchy, like bootleg kaiju from the 60s that was printed on like trading cards.
Oh, wow.
And it became a bit of a meme in Japan, and then eventually it got an actual toy. So toy that you can pick up.
That's so cool.
We've got plenty of Trendmasters, loose and boxed. Yeah, check out what Chris has got there.
We've got a lot of these in really good condition. We are going to be getting some more in a few weeks. So
yeah. So a lot of that like nostalgic classic stuff.
Trendmasters is my jam. So
I love Trendmasters.
Wait, go back.
Go back. He goes. Is that the bendy?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
Supercharged engine.
Oh,
Do you how much are you asking for this? Do you know? I'll be your first customer.
Joe's already shopping, okay? Joe's already shopping.
I'll send you my credit card right now.
As soon as I know, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
it's
part of the stuff that has to be priced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm goofing.
That's
No,
cool.
I'm goofing about asking for the price, but I'm being serious that I want to know the price.
Yeah, there's we honestly we just lucked out on finding a bunch of great Trendmaster stuff, and that's the stuff that I grew up on.
Yes.
If you actually look at the sculpt for Megadon, he's kind of posed like the 6-inch Trendmaster's Godzilla because I was like, that was my first Godzilla toy.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got like this is from Popey. This is from the Ultraman anime that was made by the people who made the Gundam anime.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is like a really cool Popey figure. So like I didn't even realize they had a suit for him, but more Trendmasters. What else have we got here? We've even got some of the DreamWorks Ultraman stuff. So like,
Yes.
the same era as the Trendmaster stuff is this. This thing's like mint too. This thing's really crisp.
Oh wow! It's so funny that you brought that up because ages and ages ago, I bought this monster. Okay, and it's actually the one with the 4 arms, and
Cool.
I had no idea what he was. I just saw him and I used him to fight against my Godzilla figures, and 20 plus years later, I find out that he's actually from an Ultraman series. I was like, what the hell? How did I not know this? And I was like, wow. I was like, I need to track down this set because I had the whole city, the crumbling city and everything like that, where it had buildings, it had the electrical lines, it had little tanks or whatever and stuff like that. I used that thing for everything, man. I had huge battles with my guts. Oh yes, oh my god.
What?
I need to blow this up here. That is the city. Yes.
What?
Those electrical lines were just like my go-to things, man, all the time.
This was such a cool toy line.
Yes.
You know, like, honestly, it was such a well done toy line.
Oh my god.
And it's great to collect.
Oh, I gotta track that shit down, man. Oh.
We've got a lot, and what's I think it's in here, somewhere in here. We have the American Ultraman Great Toys. We also have some of the Japanese ones. So like some of these characters you could only get in Japan.
Wow.
Yes.
So like Gudis, which is like the first monster he fights, you could only get it. They didn't make a Gudis toy here, but they made one in Japan.
Wow.
So there's a lot of cool stuff here.
So, pardon my ignorance. Oh, can you bring that picture back up? So, pardon my ignorance. So, I am an Ultraman fan, but I am not. I have not seen all the seasons. My love and passion is definitely Godzilla. Ultraman, I'm getting there. You know, I'm trying to fill in. So I don't know all the names of everything. However, I want to say, the guy that kind of looks like Gigantron, like.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody else see like a little bit of a similarity there?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think there was some inspiration. Apparently, the director said part of the inspiration for Gigantron was King Ghidorah.
I could see it. I really could. I could see it. Yeah.
So this was actually from the Australian-made Ultraman series that aired here on TV back in the early 90s. We have, where is it? Yeah, plenty of solid Bandai stuff.
Oh, I love Arc Belial. If
If
you guys ever do like a 25 or 30 centimeter Arc Belial thing, I will personally drive to your houses to pick it up to be the first one. Like,
it's an incredibly cool character.
Yeah.
What else have we? Oh, this is a sound battler. So this is actually from Ultraman Powered. We even have, this one's really hard to find. This is the Gamora sound battler. So this is Powered Gamora. He's like this big.
It's a nice figure.
Yeah, this is really hard to find. It's actually in a sealed box, believe it or not, which is crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've got of course.
So we love our
Ooh,
as
X
well.
Plus Orga.
absolutely.
We're going to have an assortment of different X Pluses, both some open, but a lot of them with the original boxes.
Okay.
Yeah. For our 98 fans, we've got some stuff from 98.
Yes.
Sealed in a box, never been opened.
Eric and I, like, you guys are going to be driving to G-Fest in your truck. Eric and I are going to be like the first Fast and the Furious, like, trying to, like, jumping
Exactly, right?
Tokyo drifting all the way down the highway. Ah!
And
jumping
honestly,
on the truck, trying to rob it full of DVD players.
the stuff that I'm showing here, like there's a Sun Guts shin, there's a Marmot shin.
Yes.
Marathon,
like-
Megalon.
Yeah, and M1 Rat Bat Spider. Like, honestly, the stuff that I'm showing here is just the tip of the iceberg. When I was like, Chris, you need to photograph something. He's like, okay, I'll pull out like a couple of boxes. I'm not pulling it all out. And so, like, we've got some we like to bring stuff that's weird and out there, and we try to listen to. If there's a character that people were really looking for last year and they couldn't find, we try to make sure to get whatever we can in that character. And even there's stuff that's not on here at all, which is like vintage videotapes from American tapes, Canadian tapes, Japanese tapes of movies that we didn't even get, Godzilla, all sorts of kaiju stuff.
So here's a obscure one for VHS.
Yeah, that's a crazy one that we've got on sale. So that's
Oh, wow.
the Ultraman and the Six Ultra Brothers with Hanuman. This is a movie that's like banned basically because it was created by Chayo, which is the company who Subaraya and Chayo had a legal battle that led to like Ultraman not being released here for many years. So
wow,
that movie is only on VHS and Laserdisc, and it's never getting a re-release. So that's a really hard to find tape.
I want to interrupt you real quick, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Their Godzilla guy is asking, so is this going to be like an eBay page? This is going to be their inventory at G-Fest they are bringing. So make sure you guys check them out. Their name is Seismic Toys. I don't think they've released the layout yet, right, guys?
No.
So
Not yet, no.
So keep in mind once they release the layout of the dealer's room, check them out. If you see something that you like, Seismic Toys is their name. And also, will any of this be on the websites?
Well, some of the stock is on the website. So
Okay.
if there are stuff that you're interested in, whether it's some of our exclusives, whether it's just a Bandai toy from the 80s or the 90s, you can check it on our website. But there are a lot of items that we are bringing to G-Fest that are not on the website, and we're going to bring to the show, and they're going to be more to purchase there. But check it out, and it really, the beauty of collecting is that every collector is different and unique, and you can find something for anybody. And we try to have a diverse amount of stuff that's on our website, both on our table. So check us out. If you can't make the show, feel free to use the website.
And if you're ever like looking for something in particular, reach out, shoot us an email, ask. We might have it coming up for a show, or we might, be able to find it for you. So, don't hesitate to reach out. And then one other, I will say, so we have plenty of toys. There's going to be a lot of toys this show. Another thing that is always a hot item that we're also bringing some more of this year are like Godzilla video stuff from past, like Nintendo, Amazon. All sorts of neat stuff that tends to be hard to find. All of it's still like tested, works. It's all good stuff. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot. It's going to be a big G-Fest.
It is. It really is, and I think all of us are really excited for it. And honestly, because oh man, like to me personally, I only get to go to like one big convention a year. So like this is my one big convention and stuff like that. And at first it always starts where you go to like buy all this Godzilla stuff or see all this Godzilla merchandise and everything. And then once you go there, you start meeting people, you start meeting friends, making friends, and then it's like now you're going just to meet the people, and stuff like that, because it's just like, oh, like yeah, that stuff is fine and everything. And now it's like, oh, I want to hang out with this person. I want to hang out with this person and everything, because you don't get to do that all the time. And it's, everybody lives in different states across the United States and everything. So it's just like we all kind of converge onto Chicago, for the one time. And it's just like, oh man, it's such a hoot. So if anybody has never been there, I definitely highly recommend going.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Eric, I mean, you say it best. I mean, it's the friendships that are the important thing, and there's something that's very fun about. I'll go around with Alex or some of our other friends behind the table that help us out every year, and we're very appreciative of our friends that help us at the table of Seismic. So we'll just go around and we'll shop together, and that's part of the fun of just seeing what everybody has. Then you're in the room later. Maybe you're eating a slice of deep dish pizza. You're having a beer, and you're just saying, "Hey, what'd you get? Show me your stuff." And it's cool.
Yes.
It's a fun experience in that regard. Of camaraderie.
See what the damage is.
That's it.
No, and honestly, there's some people I only see once a year, and it's in Chicago, right? It's like that's the time. But unfortunately, I have to jet. But I did want to make sure to show something that I got recently that I thought Eric would appreciate.
Oh, snap!
As a Gamora fan.
Oh, snap!
This is a big size, like, what is this?
With tag?
With tag.
Woo!
And
that tag looks pretty.
Yeah. So this was, and I've got the Red King that goes with it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
like,
Good Lord.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I have the Red King. I need the Gamora.
Gamora's nice. Very
Great
nice.
grab, man. That's awesome.
Is that for your personal collection?
That's for me. That was actually one that I got from Chris. I traded with someone.
Oh.
And they dropped it off at Chris's place, and we could never figure out how to get it to me. So Chris had it for like years. And then
it was like it was like a shared custody almost.
Yeah.
Eric, I tried to
have it here. Once I've got my collection set up, I'll have to start snapping some photos and sharing stuff.
Absolutely, dude.
Once once G-Fest is over and things die down a few months after, I've been batting around. I want to have collectors on and actually show off like some of their favorite pieces and stuff. So once you get moved in and stuff,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
We'll have you guys back on again, and we could all just have like 4 or 5, 10 things that we all just love in our own collections, and just no format, no nothing, just talk. Yeah.
Just fans geeking out, showing our toys to each other. I mean, good.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Alex, be safe, and we'll see you in like 3 weeks or something. 3,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks. It's crazy.
I am not ready.
Me neither. All right. Thanks, folks.
Thanks for jumping in, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a it's kind of hard to believe it's already like middle of June, end of June. So I mean, I know what my weekend will consist of this weekend. Though we are a little ahead of the game as far as getting things packed and stuff like that. It's just been a very busy season since the beginning of June. Kaiju Brooklyn was like that first show, so it sort of started show season for us, and there's been a show every weekend that we've been at or participating in. And it's this weekend is an off weekend, and there's next weekend, and then it's the weekend before G-Fest. So busy time of year.
For sure. I can't believe it's already 2-3 weeks away. It's
so much.
It's about time. It's about time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it feels like it goes so slow, and then when you're actually like needing to prepare for it, you're like, oh, I have plenty of time, and then before you know it, like Chris says, it's the end of June, and you're like, oh shit, I am not ready.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of like packing for this show, but also trying to pack for G-Fest and get things ready there, and you're trying to figure out what you're going to bring to each show and whatnot. But yeah, it's this weekend will be busy in the warehouse. So
yeah.
But it's all good. I mean, we're excited to see everybody, and we're certainly excited to show off Gomez and just see. Even for us, we're not only toy dealers and makers, but we're collectors. So we always want to see, and we want to buy from our friends in the dealer's room, and just support other dealers, and also just see what's out there. Check that list of like, hey, this is my grail this year. This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And there's always that 1 or 2 item that you're always on the lookout.
Mm-hmm.
mine every year. And if you can find it, it's
always.
I've been asking everybody, so I'll ask you, Chris. We were on the topic of Gamora. I've been on the hunt for several years for the X Plus EX Gamora. It's from the Daikaiju series, I believe.
Yeah.
And I hate myself because I passed on it years ago when it was like $200 because funds were a little tight and there was other things that I wanted more at the time. But in hindsight, looking back, I should have pulled the trigger because $200 or $230, whatever it was a great deal for it. And now it's going for I shouldn't say it's going for $600. That's what eBay has it for. Yeah. eBay, unfortunately, I mean, it's just very hard to find a deal there. It's pretty much top price for everything these days, it seems like.
In many ways, yeah.
Yeah. So if you have that, or if you stumble across that EX Gamora from X Plus,
I will let you know. You will be the first person I'll reach out to. I haven't seen one even in the wild in years.
Yeah.
I've always said it's a beautiful figure. I mean, I'm a huge Gamora fan myself. So, I mean, I have the Bandai of EX Gamora, which I like, but, you know, an X Plus would be really cool. But trust me, if I see it, Joe, I know you want it as a friend, so I'd be like, listen, here's the link.
Yep. I mean, obviously for a reasonable price. I don't want to spend $600 or $500 for it. Like that's crazy to me, you know.
It's a little.
Am I interrupting you from showing off more stuff, or can I ask another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't want you to be like, hey, I have more stuff to show, so shut up, Joe. Are you excited for the King of Mons, the X Plus King of Mons that's coming out?
It's cool looking. I've reserved just for space reasons. I'm like, all right, if I was only allowed to get one X Plus Ultra Monster, who would I get? And I got it was a 25 centimeter classic Gamora, one of my favorites. So I haven't quite. I look at them from a distance. I do love X Plus, but I'm like, I can't do the Ultra Kaiju that way because that's a total rabbit hole to go down.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
It's a beautiful toy, and it's a great character. It's a great monster, and it's also a really just well detailed figure. Yeah,
King of Mons is that was actually one of the first Ultraman properties. That movie. What is it? Battle in Hyperspace.
Battle in Hyperspace. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was one of the first Ultraman properties that I remember, like actually seeing. Besides, like trailers or like snippet reels and stuff that would play at G-Fest. That was like one of the first ones that I really remember actually, like I can remember watching. So it's kind of like a special, little nostalgia thing for me, but also I love the design of King of Mons. I think that's a great.
Yeah, and it's a great point too. It's a really fun.
Yeah, it is. And I agree. My main, like I said before, my main love, my main collection is Godzilla. So I will pick and choose. I will only get like my favorite Ultra Kaiju when it comes to like X Plus and stuff, sure. Which is why I'm trying to find like the EX Gamora and stuff like that. But Eric, I know you're the same way.
I did have a question, Chris. Is there anything you're searching for that's on that, so-called Grail list that you haven't got yet? Is there anything that you're looking for this year?
Yeah, in particular, there is one I would love to get. I just, for some reason, it's always kind of escaped me. It escaped me many, many moons ago at G-Fest. I've always wanted the M154 maquette. Now, recently, in the last 2 years, it came out with a glow-in-the-dark version. So I always wanted the original, like the blue. But then the glow-in-the-dark, since I love glow-in-the-dark figures, I was like, well, that's one. If I see it, it's going to have to come home. That's definitely one that's on my, list. I always, like last year, I was like, I'm going to be really good. I bought my one thing I wanted, and I was like, all right, this is the year. I'm going to get this. I bought something small. I was good up until Sunday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And, you talk to other friends of yours that are dealers, and, someone has something, you're like, oh, damn it. All right. Let me do that. And then, there was just stuff that I was like, all right, I didn't expect to come home with this. You always have one or two, three, ever since I've gone to the show, I've always had 2 or 3 things in my head of I'd really like to get this.
Mm-hmm.
So, last year was, I came home with stuff that I didn't expect to, which I think is always kind of fun because, especially in like the sofubi world, you get what sort of speaks to you. That's sort of the way I collect with it. But and I remember last year I got something I remember I kicked myself for not getting. I have it in the other room, otherwise I'd bring it out and show it. But I remember Otaku America had it was like a Bullmark reissue of the classic, big Godzilla from Godzilla's Revenge, and they had the glow in the dark version. And I remember I saw it at AMA, and I just couldn't swing it at the time. And then I wound up getting it through happenstance at G-Fest, and it was one of the things I was very, very happy I bought.
Excellent. Yeah. So besides the maquette, do you have anything else on the Grail, or is that's it?
That's it just so far. I mean, that's sort of what comes to mind. But, again, you always go in and, not so much you try to budget, but you say like, hey, I'm going to do this and this, but, you never know. Because, again, it's part of that fun camaraderie. I'll go around with the people behind our table and, we'll sort of take shifts and like, all right, time to look around. And then during the show, and like, you can go and shop with people, and, we can sometimes be bad influences in that regard with each other. You got to get it. Come on, do it. And I was like, you're never going to find it for that price again. So you do it. And obviously you go and you support the other dealers in the room that you're friendly with. And, you do that too, because listen, we're all in the same boat. And I think it's a good thing to see what they have, and it makes it more interesting.
Is that bad influence our mutual friend Kenton, who will constantly encourage you? Like he's he'll be like, Joe, if you don't get that, Joe, you have to get that. And I'm like, okay, all right, son of a bitch, convince me.
A lot of times it is Kenton, but like, it's all in good fun. And I
for sure.
Absolutely.
Kenton, thanks always for being that bad influence at times. Because sometimes you get up and then you're hanging out in the rooms later and you're having a drink and you're just saying, you're looking at what everybody's got, and you're passing the toys around the room, and it sounds hokey, but it's just part of the fun. People, you'll have a tokusatsu movie on, you're watching it, you're having a good time, and people are just examining what you got, and it's fun to see the diversity of the collecting just in the group that I primarily room with and hang out with, but just in terms of the convention itself. And that's sort of how we model Seismic on, is the fact that maybe not everybody is a Bandai collector. Maybe people want the higher end stuff. Maybe they want the soft vinyl stuff, or maybe they're a home media person, or they're a book person. And that's okay too, to have just like that diversity of just different and unique items is sort of what we try to do to the best of our ability.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, Eric and I talk about this all the time. I love buying the toys and I love, doing all that stuff, but the majority of the fun of it is truly that experience. It's to me, it's the thrill of the hunt, and then also being able to go to your friends and being like, guys, look what I found. Not like in a bragging way or a snotty way, but just as like an excitement, something you're excited to share with your friends, and you're excited to see what they found. You can see that look in their eye when they're walking to you and they're like, look what I got. That's just great. That's the memories. And then like you said, sitting around the hotel rooms or the patios or the bars and restaurants, just sharing laughs and stories, and how the hunt went that day, or the funny thing that happened. Like, those are the memories. Those, now being older, that's definitely what makes all of this the best now.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's fun too, because listen, it's very overwhelming when you get in the room for the first time, as we all know. You're unboxing things, you're figuring out how you have it in your head how you want to display it, but it's here you come in with like 50 boxes, 70 boxes, and you're like, holy crap, how am I going to do all this? And it gets done through team effort, and again, we couldn't do it without our fantastic team of everybody that helps us out at Seismic. So we're just happy to do it, and then you're exhausted by Thursday night, but then you're really excited to Friday morning. You might see somebody setting up in the distance. You're like, I'm going to go to that table and check out what they have, because you see it catches your eye. And again, it is part of that excitement.
Yeah.
When somebody comes back to the table, hey, look. And again, it's like you said, Joe, it's not a bragging sense, but it's just in a sense of like, wow, look at this. And you're sharing that joy with your friends. And that's the point.
It kind of reminds me of like when you're a little kid and you have like the greatest thing to show your mom. You're like, mom, look at this, you know?
Yep, yep.
And they're like, oh, yeah. But like, you get to do that with other people who like the same thing and are fans of the same thing. And they get excited like you do. And you just want to show it off. And like, so it's not bragging. It's just like sharing what you have with somebody else that shares the like, you know, the same like and everything. And it's super great. And just the atmosphere all around G-Fest, you know, like you said, you can put on a movie in the background and it's, you know, tokusatsu, kaiju, whatever. And it's great because it's in the background, but like,
You don't
it's
pay
there. Like, it's the atmosphere, you know, yeah, you feel it. And it's so fun just to be there. And oh my God, I'm so glad that I started going to and everything, and then just meeting people and stuff. And it's the best time of year, honestly. And it's, we'll always say it's the long nights and early mornings for G-Fest. That is what G-Fest is. And there's no way around it, honestly.
It is. And I mean, you come back exhausted, but it's always good to see everybody. And I think that's what was great too. Recently we participated in Kaiju Brooklyn, and there was a lot of familiar faces from the G-Fest crowd that were there. So it was kind of nice to get to hang out with people a little bit more than once a week in a year. So that was always a great thing too. And, you know, anytime you can get to see your buddies is a good time.
I agree. Chris, we're coming up on the hour mark. Anything else you want to show off or plug? You said you have another con besides G-Fest coming up. Make sure you talk about that too.
Sure. So we will be at the wonderful folks at the Mahoning Drive-In in Pennsylvania is going to be showing another one of their Godzilla Paloozas through Exhumed Films and Mahoning Drive-In. They will be screening a bunch of films over the course of the last weekend of June. Some will be digital projection, but a lot of them will be in 35 millimeters. So that'll take place over 4 nights. I'll be there for 3 of those nights. So we're just kind of ironing out details with the show itself, and we'll be there, and we'll have a setup of figures for people that come to the drive-in, which it's one of my favorite places to go to.
So jealous.
That's a legit one of the oldest drive-ins, and it's just, that place is magic. It's a really, really great place. And then, just a few other things I'll just sort of tease.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love our
Please.
big figures. So this is always one of my favorites as a kid that I got on one of my early days at G-Fest. So we will have one of these.
Yes.
From Yamato Takaru or Orochi the Head Dragon, whichever you prefer. So we will have one of those at the show as well as some of the figures from that line, both Lava God and some other characters that were in that film as well. And, Alex is if anybody knows him, knows he's Mr. Titanosaurus, loves Titanosaurus. So we always get asked about some of the obscure characters. So this year we made sure that we kind of had.
You've piqued my interest, Chris. You've piqued my interest.
Oh, sorry. We're out of time. Oh no, we might. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The marble.
Oh, nice.
A lot of different Titanosauruses, both open and in bags. So if you're a fan and you need that Titano fix, we're gonna have quite a few. Because and again, there's some monsters, as we know, that maybe don't get a lot of love in figures. So whenever you can have them, and obviously now this year there's a reissue of the Bandai Titanosaurus, which is great for a lot of collectors, but sometimes people want other ones too. So we try to get what we can to fill that void of stuff that we get asked about quite a bit.
Honestly, I'm just kind of seeing behind you. Honestly, there's one that I'm kind of eyeing, is that Galala.
Yeah. So actually, it's funny. This I found, again, we talked about eBay before.
Yeah.
Those few things where I was like, damn, that's a damn good price on eBay. It's beautiful. It's got tinsel in it. It's a beautiful figure. And it's funny because I've always been on the lookout for the glowy M1.
Yes.
I saw this and I sort of fell in love with it, and the price was right. And I want to say I got it 2 years ago. It's a beautiful figure. And I had a blank, like a regular, just like purple blank figure. And I was like, well, if I get this, I'll sell the other one, because this is a beautiful toy.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about Sofubi collecting. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to see what some of the other Sofubi creators have on display, like people like Last Bastion Studios, who always have great figures. So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the show this year.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, Chris, there's a few comments here I want to highlight. I don't know if he's specifically asking you, but I'm going to ask it just in case. Robert Kennedy, friend of the show, says, my grail figure I would love to get is the San Diego Comic-Con gigantic 1995 Burning Godzilla and an X Plus Biollante. Just thought I would throw that out there in the ethos, in the universe, see if anybody could get their hands on it. Chris, I don't know if you're selling either of these.
Unfortunately, no. And Robert, it's funny you mentioned that. That's one of those figures I kicked myself for. My very first trip to Japan, I had an opportunity to get a Burning Godzilla. It was the Rick at the time, which came with the base of the Oxygen Destroyer, and I didn't get it. And for some reason, that figure has always kind of escaped me from one reason or another, even with the various reissues. But I know that one's got that really big box, Robert. And that's a great figure. I don't have them. I know we won't have them at the table, but hopefully somebody else in the room will, and I hope you find it.
Next is Realist Goji Fan, which is Jordan, one of our co-hosts here, wants to know if you have any King Caesars.
Yes, we have about 2 Bandais with mint tags, so those will be at the show as well. I don't think we have any Sofubis of him. King Caesar is another one, doesn't get a lot of love, and let me tell you, I'll throw it out. Speaking of throwing things out to the universe, I hope we're going to eventually get a 30-centimeter King Caesar, because that's long overdue in the X Plus world.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Sir.
No, for sure, I agree.
Sir.
Do you have any of the Showa Baragon Bandai, the original release, the 91 release?
No, I don't. I only have some of the new ones. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the original one's a great one. It's a classic toy.
Yeah, I have one, and unfortunately, in my move, it fell and the horn broke off. So I'm looking to replace it, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. Onyx, get away from that shelf. Sorry, my dog. I don't want to spend an arm and a leg for a figure that I already kind of have. You know what I mean? So I glued it. You can't really tell too bad. But I know in my mind, and I'm like, like I sweat when I'm by it because I'm like, oh no. I thought there was another one somebody put, but I can't. Yeah, this was the other one. Throwing this out there, Chris, I know you won't be there, but Robert Kennedy also says, I'm going to Gen Con in Indianapolis on August 1st. Is anyone from the group going to be there? Just wondering. So if anyone's going, message Robert, let him know. I will not be there, but
I can. I think I have one more event that's not 100% set in stone. We'll announce it on our social once it's like definitively, but the weekend after G-Fest, we might be participating in an event here. But then that's it. Then I'll probably take like a few weeks off.
6 months off.
Yeah, for sure.
At least until like late August, probably.
Yeah.
Kind of, because you come back from G-Fest and you, at least for us, we re-inventory everything and try to repack what we brought home, and stuff goes on the website and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Last one, that Godzilla guy says, I'm going to DM you guys on Insta. I'm assuming that means Instagram.
Yep.
Yes.
So he'll be messaging you guys probably about something that you guys should have. So
absolutely, you're always welcome to.
So all right. Well, with that, Chris, please plug again anywhere you will be. Obviously, G-Fest and at your website, socials, anything people can follow you at.
Yeah, so you can follow the stuff that me and Alex are working on with Seismic at Seismic Toys, both on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or X, however you want to call it. You can come to our website. If you can't make G-Fest, no worries. You can go to the website, which is www.seismictoys.com. We always try to get any kind of orders out within 24 to 48 hours. We try to get your box of stuff as quickly as possible. So if you can't make the convention, let us know. Obviously, if situations are where if you can't make the show and you order from G-Fest weekend and it's on the website and it just happens to come with us, if we get the order, obviously we'll pull the toy before, obviously, Friday before the show happens. So if you are getting that FOMO and you're like, hey, I want to get this, we'll just put it aside and take it on home and make sure you get your toy. So, and obviously we'll message you to say, we'll mail it as soon as we get back to home. So, order from us anytime. Again, some of our exclusives are starting to dwindle for certain ones. So if you do like it, jump on it.
Yeah. Eric, any last words before we take it home?
Yeah, just thanks for showing off and participating and showing the people what you're gonna have. Congrats on the success of Gomez and everything, and the upcoming Gigantron and everything. I can't wait.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
And it's cool that you guys are working with Dope Pope again. Just great guy, great artist, and everything like that. So yeah, I can't wait to see the final reveal and everything. And if nobody has seen Ultraman Rising, go watch it on Netflix now. It is a great movie. And yeah, just can't wait to see you and Alex at G-Fest, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited to see you guys, grab a drink, hang out, and I'm excited to see what you guys buy. So we'll have to be like, hey, what'd you get?
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
That'll be great. And again, thanks for having both me and Alex on, and thanks for showing us the love. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys are welcome anytime. It's a pleasure. All right. With that'll wrap us up. Thank you guys, everybody, for all the love, support. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, check us out this Saturday where we talk about Godzilla, the animated series, which I was pressuring Chris that he should do that as a figure behind the scenes here. Maybe, who knows? Fingers crossed one day. We'll see. But all right, guys. Thanks again. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.